What's up, Gooners? It's Arsenal versus Wolves. I didn't want to chat while I was outside walking to the stadium because it's freezing out there, man. And I just wanted to cover off what was going on in the team sheet. Little bit of frustration from the fans because there has been the change which we all kind of expected. And it may have stopped Arteta from doing what he really wanted to do, which is swap out Lacazette. We'll talk about him in a minute. But at the moment, it's Martinelli that comes back into the side for Smith Rowe. And Smith Rowe is not even on the bench. And it's just been reported that Smith Rowe has had an illness. So he's just come down with something. We don't know really what it is. But hopefully we wish you all the best for Emil Smith Rowe. For Lacazette, he starts again up front. It's 2 in his last 11 for Arsenal. And he's averaging a goal every 4 or 5 games, which is not top 4 form for Arsenal by any means. I mean, if they can continue to get nothing from that spot, then I will have to say hand on heart that they won't get top 4. You're gonna need something from your man up top if you're going to be able to make that jump to the Champions League. If there's nothing there, then it's just not going to happen. You can't get by just by your wingers alone. And credit to Saka, Martinelli, Smith Rowe and Odegaard. They've been a standout bunch. But to take this team on your back and drive them to 4th, I think that might be a bridge too far for them. And for the talk of putting Martinelli up front, well, that option's been taken away from you now because you're short a man. You still have Pepe and you still have Nketiah. And in my opinion, either of those guys should be starting tonight. The Wolves team that we're playing, very, very good team. We haven't beaten Wolves in the last 3 or 4 games at the Emirates. And I think with that being said, they're going to be coming in tonight thinking that they've got a chance to get a result. The Wolves, as I said, only beaten once in their last 7 games, and that's by Arsenal. So they've had a really, really strong run of form. Have not lost at the Emirates, as I said, in the last 3 or 4 matches. A couple of them have been draws, and they've beaten Arsenal as well. But I remember, going back, when it was 1-1 before COVID, and it was Mkhitaryan deflection. He crossed the ball in, nobody got a hand to it, and the goalkeeper just misread it, and it went into the bottom right corner of the net, just from a cross. It wasn't really meant to be a goal, but that day we were outplayed, outgunned, and we had no hope. And those were the days, guys, that Wolves had the best record against the top 4 teams in any other team in the league. And they're slowly getting back to that form now with the solidarity that we can see with their back 4, still second best defence in the league. Arsenal, 11 clean sheets, and Wolves, second best defence. So it's going to be a defensive battle tonight. I am going to go for a 1-0 win for Arsenal. Someone's going to have to get that goal, and by hook or by crook, we're going to have the support of the fans behind them. That's been the big thing for Arsenal this season. It's the best support that I've seen at the Emirates since in the decade I've been Arsenal season ticket holder. So that's the one thing that Arteta asked for in his first week when he joined the club as a manager, and they're certainly getting that. And for Arsenal, so we're going with Ramsdale in goal. We're going with Tierney, White and Gabriel as centre-back. We're going again with Cedric Soares. Had 2 solid games, so let's hope he's solid again tonight. Tomiyasu, very worrying that, I mean, he was on the bench in the last game, but very worrying that this has come a little bit too early for him. So they're being ultra cautious with Tomiyasu. And with the midfield, you're going with Partey and Xhaka, who are the staple bookends there. And then you're going with Odegaard at the 10. You're looking for a big game for him tonight. Would love for him to get on the score sheet. And then Martinelli on the left, Saka on the right, and then Lacazette in the middle. So, guys, I'll catch up with you at half-time, and I'm just going to meet Tony Cox now, and then we'll let you know what our thoughts are. Speak to you soon, guys. Peace out. So what's going on, guys? I just want to show you this one up here. That's the Dennis Bergkamp picture. And this one up here is Charlie George. Now, if you can see behind me, the stadium which they're talking about upgrading has a lot to do with stuff like this, because they're just saying it's aged and it's gone by, where the point is it just doesn't look good anymore. Now, the fans say obviously it gives the respect as it deserves. Some of the greatest players for Arsenal are displayed here for us to see. and the stadium needs a lick of paint on it. Now the lick of paint, obviously, that's going to stay. That's not going anywhere. That's not going anywhere at all. But obviously, with the money that they'll be generating over the few years, new stadium deal's going to be done, new Adidas deal's going to be done. What it means is that they can now plan and get some stuff sketched up and look at a different foundation of how to celebrate Arsenal's old heroes. So for me, I think it's a good idea. I think as long as you keep the sort of narrative as you've had before, then I'm all for it. So that's all it is from me, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are anyway on it. Do you think they should? But they can't keep it as it is, can they? Because it's getting a little bit old now. But what do you think that they should do outside the stadium? Let me know your thoughts. Right, guys, 1-0 down, and to be honest with you guys, Wolves have put in a professional first half performance. They really came out and they looked exactly like they did against Spurs when they won 3-0 at their place and when they won at Old Trafford as well. And we've got to deal with that. We've got to deal with that professionalism in their performance. And we're not, at the moment, we're making a hash job of it because we're not doing our part. Part of coming in here, remember, in the first half of the season, we would have lost one game, drawn one and won 9. That was the first half of the season. And now you've got to defend your backyard. You've got to come in and you've got to show, as Tony would say, show your mettle. And I think for us, the move up, the build-up play has been too slow. The movement's been static. The urgency for me has just not been there. Tony, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with what you're saying there. I think we need to be faster in moving the ball through Partey into Odegaard's feet. You know, they're getting the ball way too late. They're not getting it quick enough to be able to move it through the lines quick enough. The obvious weak points are going to be in Wolves' flanks, where Saka looks like when he gets the opportunity, he's getting really, he's beating 2 or 3 players, and Martinelli clearly has the pace to beat his players down the left flank. So we need to get those balls in quicker and hopefully profit by filling the box in time to capitalise on them making moves down the flanks.
Isn't that frustrating though? Because you've got your movement on your right, you've got it with Martinelli on your left, but there's nothing going through in the middle. So in many ways, you'd like someone to just get the ball in the middle and then add to that to sort of, you can then sort of pull the centre-backs away out of their position, which will open up some holes on the back. But we just haven't got that at the moment. Sometimes we're just a little bit too one-dimensional and easy to read. And in saying that, that's the reason why we let the goal in, because Gabriel was too indecisive, didn't know whether he wanted to put the ball out of play, didn't know whether he wanted to go back to the goalie. By the time he made up his mind, he almost telegraphed the pass and he didn't have enough on it. And look, you haven't really seen that from him this season. It was a mistake. It was caused by the indecisiveness.
The fact is, we've been a better team for the first half. We've created plenty of opportunities. We've been unfortunate in that we drifted a goal away. If we can come out and increase the pressure, speed up the play, I'm pretty certain there's at least 1 goal in this, if not 2.
For me, I think you've got to add another attacker. You've got to get Nketiah or Pepe on the field, because what they got out there at the moment in the box isn't enough. You've got to. There's going to come a time where you cannot afford to lose tonight, and against this defense, it's going to finish 1-0. So if you're Arteta, don't wait till 5 minutes or 10 minutes to bring on an Nketiah or whatever, which he's done quite frankly for the last 5 or 6 games. Do it now, and then get yourself in the game so that if you do get a goal in the first 10 or 15 minutes, you've got an opportunity to go on and win the game. Because what you got on the pitch isn't enough. Not against this defense.
I mean, the interesting thing is he has to decide whether he can stick or twist. Making one change, a 1-for-1 change, might not profit too much. It's when you get to the point in the game, maybe 75, 80 minutes, where you decide, can I afford to sacrifice someone like Granit Xhaka and bring on a further attacking midfielder? I could see right now, Xhaka isn't really doing anything in the game, but he's playing quite an advanced position. Where if we had someone like Emile Smith-Rowe playing, in that little spot where he's played, there's bound to be more creation.
And then I'd put on Pepe, mate, seriously. If I looked at that I mean, right now, with the amount of balls coming into the box, Pepe would add something outside the box, Nketiah would add something inside the box. But you've got to increase the numbers on that, because you're getting all the possession. You have got more possession because all Wolves are doing is sitting back and inviting you. As long as you can deal with the counter-attack, which our guys can, you know, when Ben White's, Tierney and Gabriel, they can deal with all of that. I'd just front load them.
Do you forfeit a defensive midfielder like Xhaka for an attacker at the detriment of potentially giving away a second goal? So he's going to be very coy about that move, and we press for that equaliser before saying, you know, let's gamble and take a punt at winning the game.
All right, guys, listen, talk to you at full time, man. Speak to you guys later. It's Arsenal 2, Wolves 1, and that was the best game of the season at the Emirates so far. This is a team that we haven't beaten at Emirates in the last 4 games. The game looked dead and buried. When they went up 1-0, Wolves are the hardest team to break down. They've dominated teams away from home. Arsenal just did not have an answer. In the first half, at half-time, me and Tony both said the only way to get back in this game is to overload the front line with Pepe and Nketiah. That's exactly what Arteta did. And it was just too much for Wolves to deal with. The movement, everything that Arsenal was lacking, the ability, the skill, the movement, the intensity, that's exactly what Pepe and Nketiah brought. Even winning the ball back, Eddie running into the midfield, getting free recoveries. Pepe, they could not get the ball off him for love or money. Pepe, it got to a point where he was just toying with the Wolves defence. The second best defence in the league, and Pepe was just having fun with them. It was child's play for Pepe. He got an assist, he got a goal, just absolutely brilliant. Lacazette, who's been complete dog shit for the last month, redeemed himself with a goal at the end. Just absolutely brilliant. The fans, the atmosphere, brilliant, absolutely fantastic. Tony?
Yeah, I mean, the guy that did it for me, I've got to say, Thomas Partey was unbelievable out there. He absolutely dominated the middle of the park. He had their midfield on ice. It was ridiculous. His turns, his passes, you know, the guy is a master at playing a penetrating pass. His control, I mean, he was phenomenal today.
He's finding his form
but
back.
As Apollo said, you know, we overloaded the front of our attack, and they just couldn't keep up. They just couldn't keep it out. It was just a matter of time. We were knocking on the door, and when we knocked on it, and we shut that down, we kicked it down. It was amazing. What a great game. The crowd was amazing. What an amazing feeling.
I have to say, guys, at the end of the game, I showed you some footage of the players running up to the fans and clapping and congratulating them. And the first player to do that was Gabriel. This team knew Gabriel made a mistake. They didn't want him to be punished. So what they did is they came together and won this game for Gabriel. This game for me is for Gabriel because he's been a standout performer at the back for us, one of the top 3 players in the team. And the mistake he made today really went bad on him. His confidence was shot throughout the game. And they came on, the players, and they took this one home for their boy Gabriel. And right now they're in the locker room, all cheering, all as one. Because as a team, you lose as a team, you draw as a team, but you win as a team. And they saved it for Gabriel today. They took the embarrassment away from him and brought home the win. And I think that speaks volumes. It really does for the unity of the team. I just love it, mate. I absolutely love it. What a win.
What a game.
What a win.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
One of the best games this season, easily.
But listen, what a win. Absolutely brilliant. I don't even know who my man of the match is. Actually, I'm going to say it's Pepe. Man of the match for me was Pepe. Came on, changed the game. Absolutely bossed it. Also, Thomas Partey. A big shout out to him as well.
Yeah. Thomas Partey's my man of the match.
Brilliant. All right, guys. Peace, man, and we catch up with you soon. Yeah, guys, what did you guys think about the game?
The best
game, mate. It was the best
was,
game of
yeah.
the season.
It was amazing. And where are you guys from?
From Jamaica.
You're from Jamaica. That's me, man. That's my line.
It doesn't matter, mate. Same thing.
Good.